Oh, minus Fox. Right, so I didn't have a Fox. This is episode 6 of Unicorn Warriors Eternal. The clip here is... okay, so a big things happen. This happened right after the last episode where Copernicus gets destroyed. There's the cleanup going on, and the mayor pops in and tells the chief, "What is this giant tentacle monster?" And the chief goes, "Oh, yes, you see. It's a humpback whale." I'm like, "You're an idiot." But yes, like there's that whole destruction from that happened. The mayor then is approached by a sailor with a Donald Duck hat and tells him, "Hey, you see who did this? Who brought this monster from the depths was the Fox Lady." And the inspector pretty much goes, "You're full of bullshit." And they're like, "Oh, Fox, preposterous magic Fox Lady." And the mayor goes, "I believe him. He says he's at the cathedral. Go there." And he goes, "What? But my men!" And like, I can't spare them. They're cleaning. They're up cleaning. And that's when these real mechanical men from Otto pop up and go, "Oh yeah, don't worry about that. We'll help with that. Don't worry." And he's like, "Okay." But I think those robots are the ones that were helping the Fox Lady find Copernicus the first time. So that's obviously a part of it. And then, like, this is when the sheriff gets there.
"Sorry about the doors. Maybe you can fix them with your Fox Lady magic?"
Yeah.
Unicorn Warriors Eternal, next Thursday at midnight on.
And that pretty much happens. Beats the hell out of him. Also, the chief, like, obviously doesn't believe, I guess, in magic or whatever. And they cut a scene where the chief tells his men to go search the cathedral while he eats this pie he kept in his pocket. It's like, okay. And then eventually, Fox Lady just destroys the pie and everything and escapes. And the Fox Lady says, "I've been betrayed." And the thing is, the person who betrayed her we find out later on, is the creator of the Mechanical Men, Otto. I believe that's his name, Otto. And also, I love when creators do this. Actually, there's probably like a few references in this. Because Jenny Tartovsky also created Dexter's Laboratory, which is pretty much what the Otto guys dress like, with the white lab coat with purple like rubber gloves. And I'm like, Dexter? And then also there's even a point where, because that was that kind of story, like B plot kinda. The other B plot is, let's see.
Do now.
On the next all-new episode of Unicorn Warriors Eternal.
These are the Mechanical Men.
Greetings.
I love how you see like his eyebrow like flips upside down to do the different emotions.
My benefactor is aware of your current predicament and would like to offer his services.
I love how you can see Sen in the mirror back here.
Benefactor?
If you would be so kind as to join me, we can help fix your friend.
Pretty much, again, these guys are like, well, Copernicus is down. We gotta fix him. Which they first take him to like the auto repair shop for robots, and the robot people are like, no, we can't do this. I don't have no idea how to fix this shit. But then from there, that's when this scene happens. Though before that, Blue Legolas pretty much is trying to, like, I guess try to get closer to Melinda, or say sorry Melinda, or is sad because he's like being quiet all the time. He's trying to, I think, get back on Melinda's good side, especially because Melinda straight says at one point, like he says, like, I'm trying to help, and Melinda goes, oh, like you tried to help on the ship where you let the monster take me, and he's like, So I'm like, all right, that's fine, all right. But the thing is, like, because that's the thing, like, watching this whole scene, he feels like, he does obviously care about Melinda. He does want her to be happy. He does want to help her. He just doesn't entirely know how, or he's like, he doesn't entirely know how yet or right now. And while that's going on, Melinda is still seeing Emma in the reflections, and Emma keeps trying to talk to her about the past, about what they saw, and all this stuff. Melinda's not having any of it. And also, apparently, she had not told, at least, I'm not sure how affected the memories are of Buffang, and and Blue Legolas are, but, like, apparently, Melinda never said about her mother or anything like that. Because, when she tries to bring up to Blue Legolas, like, maybe you should refresh my memory. And she's like, yeah, no, never mind. And also, I will say, I love the expressions on Blue Legolas, where I'm like, again, like the big sad face with his ears down. Oh my God, that's it. I'm like, that's the thing. When, maybe it's because Winston hasn't proved himself or doing anything. When Winston does that shit, I'm just like, I'm annoyed. When Blue Legolas does that, I'm like, okay. It feels like, yeah, he's trying to reconnect with his pretty much wife at this point. But then, he's also trying to figure out, like, how he should do it. And then also deal with, that Melinda isn't exactly the same Melinda now. So it's it's very interesting. And eventually they go into the ship and they take Copernicus with. Also, while this is all going on, Seng actually is traveling mentally through the magic realm to how he described it. We don't know how to fix Copernicus in the past. So, I'll go to the future where we already fixed him and ask our future selves, how did we fix him? To then go back in time to then use the knowledge that they know to then fix Copernicus in the past from knowledge we have not yet obtained from the future. And that is it a grandfather's paradox? I'm not sure if it's a grandfather's paradox. It's pretty much the idea of where did that knowledge come from, which I always take it as if that is a way you could do that, you're actually not really dealing with a straight timeline. You're actually dealing with multiple different timelines. And pretty much like you're going, okay, I go here, I go to the future of another timeline, learn that knowledge, and then go back to my timeline and then use it for that. And then pretty much there's always like a saying going to a different timeline to learn that throughout the infinity of timelines. Pretty much. That's because that's the thing too, because even like I know in Ocarina of Time there's a thing like that where you go to the Gorons and they give like, oh, you saved us, here's this legendary pot given to us by an ancient hero. Cut to the future, it's like or the past, and it's like you go back to the past and then you're like you need to pay for this somehow. Here's this relic, here's this pot. I shall treasure this pot forever until a hero in the future asks me for it. And it's like, okay, if he got that from the past and he gave it to him in the future and then it just loops infinitely, where did the pot originally come from? The pot originally, as it was started from another timeline where that pot was a gift and then just kind of, spirals. But, that being said, Blue Legolas does also seem to be holding back something. Because he's like, I think I might know how to save Copernicus, but that's when the robot men came and said, oh, you don't need to do that shit, let's go. And they go, they find old Dexter, and Dexter says, yeah, I don't know how to fix this shit. But I'll try. And when that happens, old Dexter is actually able to repair him, at least physically. He can get his actual body, Copernicus' body back up. But the Allspark, or the Spark of Life, he can't do. That is something that is magical and something that man could not make. And even the doctor said, like, strange, this robot seems like something I built, but I haven't built it yet, but it's based off of something I have not yet built. And I'm like, well, you probably just fucked over the timeline at this point, or multiple timelines, like I said. But yeah, I was like, okay, but I'm trying to think. Sorry, I'm trying to think. But that's that problem. But that's when Sang finally comes back from time jumping, which when he was time jumping, he wouldn't go the wrong times for one thing, and he eventually found himself in like dinosaur times with like a T-Rex and the Triceratops fighting, which they did look cartoony, but I'm thinking like, I bet that was a reference to Primal, I bet too. And also there's even like a Warrior Barbarian Dexter episode, which I wonder if that's also like, was like something like that he would like, yeah, I want to make a show kind of like this too. I think that might also have led to Samurai Jack, but I also just realized he made both Samurai Jack and Dexter. And then there's also a game called Jack and Daxter, which I doubt I'm pretty sure I had no say in that, but I just find it kind of funny that the same creator made two shows with two names that are pretty much Amos. But yeah, and eventually Sang comes back and goes, I know how to do it. Legolas knew all along how to save him. And Melinda's like, what? Oh wait, I'll come to that later. This a little bit before that happened. Something else happened. But, so, he's like, yeah, we have to go to Blue Legolas. I know Blue Legolas' secret. Because apparently when Sang was going through, he kept coming back to this strange forest. So I think it's a forest where Melinda was a kid. I think, because I'm pretty sure the tower he saw Sang saw was Melinda's dad's, aka Merlin's tower. But I'm not entirely sure. But he did see like two shoe elves running through shadows. And Sang says, like, I know how to say, he knows how to say it. We have to go to his homeland. And then he says, let's see here. The blood to remake will flow for all time. And then also, but before that actually happened, when they said, your machine, I don't know how to fix him. That's when the nine-tailed fox, after, escaping the cops, busts through the window. And Melinda and her start fighting, and the fox turns into flame white like Melinda did last episode, where her body's outlined with white, but then like she has the fire aura that's like an aura this time of a fox, versus Melinda's where it's the aura where it's more kind of humanoid, it has the arms because he's coming out of the flames, and but white. They fight, say Blue Legolas like tells you like, oh, that's the evil, this is it. Talks to the sword, it sends the sword, stabs the fox. I thought it was going to stab Melinda for a second. I thought, like, it'll attack the great evil. It's like, is Melinda the great evil? But it stabs the fox. The fox disappears, I guess. And then, like, oh, we're done. I'm like, okay. And then everything, they have to go fix Copernicus. Though, obviously, I doubt the Green Fox Lady is done. But let's see what happens. But this was good. Obviously, there's also a new bad guy with Evil Dexter, because I doubt I doubt the Fox Lady just bought those robots. So, it was brought from the beginning, so. But yeah. There's just like layers upon layers of mystery that just keep slowly being revealed. And I kind of like that, though. Like, mind you, like, this is straight like an adventure story kind of thing. But it paces it well enough, I think, between character interaction, stuff like that, where you can do that. Where, again, I still love stuff like the Owl House. Well, I love the Owl House. I almost went an episode without talking about it. I love the Owl House. I love stuff like Amphibia and all that stuff. Again, the Amphibia's ending I didn't really like. But those shows will have like the lull episode where it's like, all right, let's just screw around and just have fun. And that's not bad. It helps with character development and all that. This show pretty much is action, mystery, action, reveal, action, mystery. And it is just like constantly balancing. While in between, there are slight character things where, in this episode, Blue Legolas and Melinda, like, Blue Legolas are looking sad and like fighting whether he should tell her or not. Or, the whole little interaction between them. It's really good. And I love it. I love it a lot. I definitely want to see what's going to happen next. I want to see what happens to the Blue Fox Lady. Because I feel like the Fox Lady, I feel like she might come back as just like, look, I'm not actually evil. Like, I'm pretty sure. But it's really good. I'm excited to see more of this. This is awesome. Next week, I probably won't be able to do a review yet because I'll be out of town. If I do, it'll be just like off of my phone. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. This is honestly really a really good one. Again, I love how they try to keep all of them in frame still. Anyways, but yeah, this is great. This is honestly kind of, and also like at one point Melinda kind of just melts like a room full of like metal, and like on the other side of the wall is these guys in the waiting room while while Dexter was trying to rebuild Copernicus, and Blue is like, "What are you doing?" And also her now seeing Emma everywhere, like in the reflections, is going to be interesting too, because now Emma's main personality is more part of the story, which is interesting to see how that's going. Also, I wonder if the personality for either Legolas and Sang are going to pop up. But then again, Sang's personality seems like it's already in there. And then Blue Legolas's one is just, I don't know, gone. I have no idea. But anyway, 17 comments. Well, thanks for watching your videos, and we will see you later. I also just love the art style of this. They really nailed down like the movement of like old cartoons, and I really love that.